Hello everyone. Thank you for joining me again. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we need to tackle some necessary house and garden chores. But before we get started on those jobs, we need to prep tonight's dinner and dessert. I'm serving marinated chicken thighs with herbes de Provence for the first course, a salad of tomatoes with cider gastrique for the second course, and jumbleberry crumble with cream and fresh mint for the grand finale. We're going to marinate the chicken in mustard, olive oil, lemon, and herbes de Provence. It's a super fragrant marinade. I made this marinade 2 nights ago, and the chicken was so incredibly delicious that I made the same chicken last night. And I really could not wait to share this simple recipe with you. So I have about 1.5 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. Then I need the juice of 1 lemon. A pinch of salt. Grinds of black pepper. Olive oil. And herbes de Provence. This brand actually has lavender in the mix. Super fragrant. Whisk. Mustard in this marinade not only contributes flavor, but it helps the other ingredients to emulsify. And the marinade is done. I like to do this in a Ziploc bag. So I have 4 small chicken thighs here. These are boneless, skinless thighs. Add the marinade. And all we need to do is massage the chicken and the marinade together to coat all of the chicken. So a marinade is simply oil and some kind of acid. So the oil in this case is olive oil, and the acid is lemon juice. Now I'm prepping this dinner now because I know after I finish my other jobs, I'm going to be very tired. And this sort of dinner is the kind that you can prep well ahead of time and just pop into the oven when you are ready to eat. We filmed several different chicken marinades about a month ago, and I can link that video in the description below. I'm going to pop this into the refrigerator. And to accompany the chicken, I'm going to serve broccoli florets. And the chicken and the broccoli will roast together at the same time. I've already washed the broccoli. Then we can transfer the broccoli to a baking sheet. Then we can drizzle this with olive oil. Add a pinch of salt. Black pepper. And toss. When it's time to roast the chicken with the broccoli, I will just make openings in this pan to accommodate the chicken. And this can go into the refrigerator. I just realized that I have a couple of yellow squash over here that I bought for the tienne that we made in the previous episode. I think we can add the yellow squash to the broccoli. And once again, olive oil, salt, and pepper. So we will have 2 vegetable sides with our main course. Refrigerator. The berry crumble is topped, of course, with streusel. So for this, I need a half cup or 113 grams of butter, which I think is about this much, but we can weigh it. 101. $1.16, close enough. Then I want to cut the butter into smallish pieces. Then I need a half cup or 65 grams of regular all-purpose or plain flour. Just put that in a bowl. Then we need a quarter cup or 55 grams of brown sugar. You could use light brown or dark brown sugar. You want to pack that. Then we need a quarter cup or about 50 grams of regular white sugar. I just put a half cup in here. This will be a particularly sweet streusel because I'm not going to redo this. And a half teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Going to mix all of this with my fingers, my impeccably clean fingers. Then all we have to do is rub the butter and the flour and sugars together. To cut the butter into the flour mixture, I simply use my thumb and forefingers to mash the two together. You could use a pastry blender or a fork or even a food processor to cut the butter into the flour mixture, but it's really super simple to do just by hand. What we're looking for is a mixture that resembles coarse sand. And there we have it. You can make streusel even a year ahead of time. It freezes perfectly. And I wanted to mention that this dinner that we are making today is the kind of dinner that you can make even after a long day of work outside of the home, because you can prep everything well ahead of time. And when you come home, you just preheat the oven and toss everything into the oven. I will put this in the refrigerator until we need it for the berry crumble. Let me clean up here, and then we will get started on some household chores. The first random chore is laundry. I need to wash and bleach the white tablecloth that we used at last night's dinner party. Next, we have to vacuum the stairs. This is a daily job for me, and it is a job that I used to loathe to do. Now I have this really cool Black & Decker Bird Buster, Dust Buster cordless gadget, and it works just great. This little vacuum really grabs onto and sucks up pet hair and other debris. I absolutely love it. There are 3 reasons why I have to vacuum the stairs every day. Goldie, Binky, and Avery, my pets. This little vacuum works so well because it has silicone or rubber bristles that really grab onto pet hair. And I can link this in the description below if you are interested. We already cleaned this dining room from top to bottom, but I neglected to polish the mirror. So that's what I'm going to tackle today. We had a dinner party here recently, and I just noticed there's some food that's spilled on this sideboard. So here's the way to remove stuck-on food from wood without damaging the wood. I use one of these plastic scrapers. Now we can polish this sideboard with a little walrus oil. This is a mixture of mineral oil and beeswax. It's totally edible. Totally edible, but you probably would not want to eat walrus oil, okay? More random chores. I need to dust and polish this Yamaha piano. To dust, I'm using just a dry microfiber cloth. Afterwards, I will use this special polish. Let's head up to the garden. Good news. The heirloom and San Marzano tomatoes that you and I planted together are beginning to ripen now. I will use some of this fruit for our salad course tonight. The tomato vines are growing up a cattle panel that I fashioned into a trellis. I use Velcro garden tape to tie the vines to the trellis. And here is a zucchini that we can harvest. The variety is called Italian striped. This is the bed where the garlic grew. That was the garlic that you and I planted together last autumn and that we harvested, 2 weeks ago? So nature abhors a vacuum. So if I don't plant something here, this whole area will end up being filled with weeds. I'm going to plant these French fillet green beans. French fillet green beans are both fast and prolific. They will be ready for harvest in mid-September. Let's head back to the kitchen. I'm glad to be back in the kitchen because it is super humid outside. So we are going to make our berry crumble. I have my 8-inch by 8-inch baking dish here, and I'm just going to lightly grease it. And then I need 6 cups or 750 grams of berries. And I'm using frozen mixed berries today. These are really handy to have on hand. So I'm looking for 750 grams. I find it so much easier to weigh food rather than measure it by volume. And we can pour the frozen berries right into the baking dish. Since I added more white sugar to the streusel mixture than I had intended to, I'm only going to add maybe 2 tablespoons of sugar to the berries. And to thicken the berry juices, I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, which you may know as corn flour. And my oven has preheated to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius. Now we need the streusel topping. This is the topping that we made earlier today. This is such an easy dessert to make. Now you can add rolled oats to your streusel topping. You can even add slivered or crushed nuts to the topping. But I decided to go the easy route and just use, the ingredients that I used. But I do have some sliced almonds here. So I think we can add some of these to the top. And that's the dessert. This needs about 30 minutes in the preheated oven. While the berry crumble is baking, we might as well make a simple salad. So I have some butter leaf lettuce here, so named because the leaves are super tender. And then this is one of the Cherokee purple tomatoes that you and I just harvested from the garden. I'm going to add the tomato slices to the lettuce, and I had planned to top them with my homemade blue cheese dressing, but I think this salad might be great with the cider gastrique that you and I made together, 2 weeks ago? We put this on the cantaloupe puree that we served as a first course for dinner. I want to see how this tastes on a tomato. Oh wow, this is really nice. This is just apple cider vinegar and honey and a pinch of salt that we cooked together. Cider gastrique on the lettuce leaves. I should add a little salt. I'm debating whether or not to add some mozzarella pearls. I think yes. Let's add some basil as well. Come out to the herb garden with me. This can go into the refrigerator until serving time. Here is our beautiful, beautiful mixed berry crumble. It smells just wonderful. We need to let this cool for about 30 minutes so that the juices can thicken. Meantime, we can boost the oven temperature to 425 degrees Fahrenheit or 220 degrees Celsius. And then we can pop in our main course, chicken, broccoli, and yellow squash. So here is our sheet pan dinner. I'm just going to make an opening for our chicken. So this is the chicken that we marinated earlier in the mustard and olive oil and lemon juice and herbes de Provence. And this needs only 25 minutes in the preheated oven. Normally I would have white wine with this summer meal, but tonight I'm in the mood for red. This is Claret. It's a full-bodied Cabernet wine. And here is our main course for dinner. The chicken, broccoli, and yellow squash all roasted together. Everything is beautifully caramelized, and you can really smell the herbes de Provence that we added to the chicken marinade. I'm going to plate this up, and then I will meet you in an air-conditioned room. And here's the dessert, our wonderful mixed berry crumble. I'm going to serve it in dessert goblets, just as you should, because you are worth it. You might like to serve this crumble with French vanilla ice cream. I don't have any ice cream at all, so I'm simply going to top mine with some heavy cream and a sprig of mint from the garden. Bon appetit! This chicken is moist and tender and exquisitely perfumed. I hope you will give it a try someday. Let me try the yellow squash. The yellow squash took on almost a nutty flavor while it was in the oven. Really delicious. And the broccoli. The broccoli is sweetly caramelized and it's got a crisp texture. It's almost like eating delicious air. The salad is really the second course, but I'm going to go out of order here because I want to try the dessert for you. Holy cow, This is really wonderful. And again, you could serve this berry crumble with French vanilla ice cream, or just do what I did and drizzle some heavy cream over it. And even if you have a job outside of the home, you can enjoy this bit of elegance because everything can be made well ahead of time. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. We certainly accomplished a lot. We vacuumed the stairs, we polished the dining room mirror, we polished the dining room sideboard, we harvested some vegetables, we tied up some vines, and we made this wonderful dinner. We do a lot of cooking and gardening, plus home beautification projects on this channel. So I hope you will subscribe and be sure to tap the little bell icon to receive notifications every time I upload a new episode. And again, thank you so much for spending time with me today. I can put a couple of my other videos at the end of this one that you can enjoy between now and my next upload. Until then, please treat yourself well, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye, friends.